this is what we're talking about. So, what is design thinking? It is about problem solving. It is about, is it something that not just only you and your immediate family need, but that you can bring to market? And how can you make that more feasible? How can you make this a better solution? If you think about that, we've seen so many amazing solutions out there that how many times have we ever thought, uh, I could have done that. Oh my gosh, I thought of that a long time ago. That was a few years ago when that was my idea that I was telling my husband, my wife, my best friend, and yet we didn't take it to market. Well, there's a saying out there that says that when you have an idea, 250 other people have that same idea, and now the race is to see who can actually bring it to fruition, to bring it to reality. So if you think about that, when we see design thinking, we see on-demand TV. There was a time when you had to just watch the show when the show came on, right? When we were all watching TV. But how many of us even do that now? How many of us are streaming and have cut the cord to cable a long time ago? So on-demand TV came from somebody's bright mind and idea. The foot-activated car door, our hands are full, we're coming up to the door, we put our foot underneath it and it opens up. That was somebody's idea. That ride and home sharing. Now, who would ever thought that when we as kids growing up heard the phrase, don't talk to strangers, that we would ever be getting in a vehicle with strangers who would take us to the next location? And yet I use Lyft all the time. How many of us have ever stayed in an Airbnb? That was somebody's bright idea. So when we see design thinking at work, it started with this first step to truly understand what people need. So you do want to connect with who is going to utilize this. Now, so who is your user? Take a few moments here to write that down. That doesn't mean you can't serve anybody, everybody, and somebody. You just know that if this product, this service, this software doesn't solve this particular person, you'll miss out on the best market that you have. Everybody else is gravy. But you want to make sure that your messaging, the design, what you develop is all your packaging, how you actually distribute it to them is all aligned with the way that they are used to doing things. If they're on LinkedIn, that's great. If they're not, they're on Instagram Reels, that's something different as well. So there might be different psychographics of the people that you actually serve or that you're designing for. When we think about users, we don't just think about who demographically and geographically, so it could be everybody in the Texas areas, because that's where I'm from, but could it be that, maybe there's something more? Maybe they have young children and maybe they're both working spouses. Maybe they're dealing with aging parents. So really define that for yourself. And you're going to do a great favor because this is the biggest mistake that any new business, any new manufacturer and product developer or software developer, and any new existing business runs into that costs them the most money is they have not defined who is the audience that gives them the most pleasure and profit. We can all, as I said, serve everybody, but there are some people who you'd have to spend a lot of time really selling them because they just don't get it. They need a whole bunch more education before they can use your product, service, or solution. And there are also some people who, even though you do business with them, you need to resell them because they're always the doubting Thomas. They always need more proof, more confirmation, or they don't have that self-confidence to be able to decide that, oh, you know what, that decision I made is something I wanted to stand by. So again, that's important for you to know.